Hello again, welcome to your free psychic tarot reading for Saturday the 4th of May for 7 days ahead. If you've been with me before, you'll know how this works. I have a deck of cards here divided into 4 packs. 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is number 1, 2, 3 and 4. I'd like you to choose a number 1, 2, 3 or 4. You can stop the tape if you want to, make a choice, pick a number that suits what you feel today inside. If you pick a higher number, run the tape on so that you don't have to watch all the other if you feel like that. A special welcome to you if you're alone or lonely today. As I always say, you're very welcome. So we'll take a look first of all at number 1. This is for Saturday, the 4th of May, 2019 for 7 days. So we'll give these a shuffle, although they've been shuffled already. These are very old cards. I've had them many, many years. All of these decks, except for that one. And maybe that one. But they're all old decks of cards that have been with me a long time. So we'll shuffle these and have a look at the next 7 days for you. Well, there are a few negatives. Irritation may be one. You may be irritated that things are seeming to go wrong all the time. Nothing disastrous, but during the next week, it seems that whatever you do goes wrong, and it can be frustrating. If you drop the toast, it lands butter side down, of course. That sort of thing, niggly little things. You may be mixing with irritating people as well, so try to avoid that if you can. It's not always easy. Some of you, of course, will be going away for a few days, possibly, especially in the UK. And let's hope you come to beautiful Devon here with the sun shining, gorgeous Devon in England and the United Kingdom. A lot of you are coming to the end of an era this week. Part of your life is changing and finishing. Nothing major, I don't think it's a big thing, but it's the end of an era for some of you during the following week ahead. An end of an era, of course, means a brand new start, so you may be starting things. There are some indications of some of you are changing your career or moving into working for yourself. If you are, it's good timing. As I always say, life's about timing. And the beauty of psychic readings is that you can avoid the negatives. So if I tell you something you don't like, normally you can avoid it. There's nothing scary in this reading, but it is the end of an era for some of you. The end of maybe a romance, maybe the end of a problem that you don't need anymore, maybe the end of a friendship, which brings brand new friendships, so don't worry about that, it's good. There are some signs that your career may be irritating you as well, but a lot of you have got no choice, you've got to keep up with it. You need to earn, of course, to pay the bills. Some of you are making it harder than it should be. A lot of this reading today, number 1, is about your career. There could be confusion at work and people not really getting on too well. If you work for yourself, you can avoid this. Lots of you are entering a psychic period next week, starting on the 4th of May, of course. This means that your psychic abilities will be heightened this week, for most of the week anyway, especially Thursday and Friday. And you'll be inspired by the stars, the real stars, not the newspaper stars, the stars in the sky. So if the skies are clear, you'll be shining spiritually, especially at night. Lots of you are very highly skilled and you'll be proud to show what you can do. You'll be proud to show your skills off, not just at work, but at home as well. Maybe you're good with hobbies or decorating or do-it-yourself projects. Good time for spiritual stuff for you, good time for healing yourself. If you feel that you need healing, take some time out. Maybe meditate or things like that, things that you like to do for yourself. And I think, number 1, a lot of you need to spend some time alone for a change. I think you can become irritated with people this week and they may find you a bit short-tempered, so you don't want to be irritating them either. So take some time out if you can, spend some time all alone, try and turn off the mobile phone, and have some peace, real peace. Go in the garden if you've got one, listen to the birds singing at tea time and at dawn, of course. Beautiful sounds. Look out for a man or a woman who travels a lot, who may also be irritating and really getting on your nerves. But the rest of it, I think the next week for you is looking pretty good, but there are some lucky numbers for you. Your lucky numbers, number 1, for the following week. If you want to get a pen, if not, you can run the tape back. If you call it a tape, the video. Your lucky numbers are number 6 for the next 7 days, number 15, 20, and your star number, your special number, is 31. 35 and 41. These are your lucky numbers for lotteries and things like that. If you're doing it, don't overdo it, of course. So, a decent week, pretty good week ahead. I think you'll shine in some areas, but you need some peace and quiet. Take the phones off the hook for a while. Maybe sit and read a book or something. Look out for irritations, things going wrong that can drive you mad sometimes. It seems if things can go wrong this week, they will. And you've had that before. It is the end of an era. Things are changing for a lot of you. A lot of optimism in this reading, particularly around your career, although it may be irritating you at the moment. But stuff around your career looks pretty good. And I'll give you those lucky numbers again. That's number 6, 15, 20, 31, 35 and 41. Look out for new beginnings and endings, because it looks good in most of your area, number 1 this week. Thank you for listening to that. Please share me with your friends on Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff. And please subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below or wherever it is, and the little bell icon. If you click the bell icon, you'll receive notification every time I upload a new video, which is at least once a week, and again once a month for monthly videos. And sometimes I do celebrities. I did Donald Trump recently, but people didn't really take to him, so they were a bit negative about the reading because they didn't like him, I think. Anyway, let's take a look at number 2. If you moved on to number 2, hello. Welcome to you, especially if you're on your own or lonely today. This is an old tarot deck. We'll shuffle number 2 for you. We'll take a look at the next 7 days, starting on the 4th of May, right through 7 days. And we'll take a look now. Some of you are dealing with officialdom. Maybe the tax inspectors, maybe mortgage suppliers, people in authority, probably not the mortgage suppliers, but it can be legal stuff, solicitors, legal goings on. Lots of you are going on a journey this week. Number 2, not all of it will be physical journeys, they could be spiritual journeys, which means that you're learning things about yourself, about you. You're learning about yourself, things you didn't realize this week. Things are dawning on you all at once. Some of you will really be traveling, but it's a great time for taking risks. I have to be careful when I say this because people go over the top. It's a good time for taking chances, number 2. If you've been thinking about doing something that you're frightened of, have a go, give it a go. It's a great week for opportunity. It's also a week with a few negatives. There are stress issues, which are quite common, but there's a lot of secrecy around you, number 2, this week. Think of the word secrecy and it sums up the next 7 days. You may be keeping secrets from your partner. You may be keeping secrets from your family, your parents, your children. Sometimes you keep secrets because you don't want to hurt people's feelings. It's not always a bad thing. But there are secrets around you as well. You are not being made aware of the situation all of the time. So be careful. Don't think you know what's going on all the time because people are keeping things from you. It's a great time, as I said, for adventure. It's a time for dealing with legal stuff. If you've got forms that need filling in, please do them this week, the week ahead from the 4th of May onwards. Don't put things off or leave them on top of the cupboard. If you need to fill in legal documents, do so. Otherwise, they will drive you mad. You'll hear of babies and pregnancies. Good time of year for that. Lots of pregnancies around, number 1, for lots of you. You will hear of births of new things, not just births of babies, births of ideas. It could be the birth of a romance. It could be the birth of a new friendship for you, or the birth of a new hobby. Something for you for a change. It is a time, number 2, for you to do things for you, not for everybody else. Time for you to be a little bit selfish this week ahead. Think of you, think of yourself, because you can be over generous sometimes. Not just with money and material things, but you can give people your time and they can take things from you emotionally. Number 2, you're very good at listening to people's problems, and that's great. But don't let them burden you. Don't take on their problems. You need to find ways of turning off, switching off, because a lot of you also work in caring professions, and it's lovely. You're doing great things, but don't take them home or don't let them into your private life if you can help it. If you meet someone with a headache, don't let them give you their headache, because it can happen. Watch out for legal documents, watch out for the law. If you're driving, don't break the speed limit. Don't drink and drive, that sort of thing. Don't work your mobile phone when you're at the wheel. Listen for new babies, new births, new ideas, new projects, particularly around your work, some of you. But it is a week when you need to take it easy. Don't do your naughty habits if you've got them. Get rid of them. If you smoke, get rid of it. I'm always saying that, but it comes up in lots of readings. If you're thinking of dieting, it's a good week to start. But watch out for secrecy. You're not being made aware of everything. That doesn't mean that people are lying to you, but they may not be telling you the full story. They may be conveniently leaving things out. This is especially true for lovers. If your partner seems a bit shady this week, then they may be hiding something from you. It may be a surprise. It may be taking you to the south of France for a week or something, but secrets are in this reading. Secrecy is around you, and it sums up the week really. Number 2, secrecy. So let's tell you your lucky numbers for the week ahead. These are for lotteries and things like that, if you do them. And your lucky numbers are 11. If you may write this down, I don't know. 17. And your star number is 18. That's a very special number for lots of you, and lots of you will know why. It will be relevant to you, 18. Then 24, 42 and 46. These are your lucky numbers, number 2, for the week commencing Saturday the 4th of May 2019. Lucky numbers, good for you. Watch out for secrecy. Don't be too secretive yourself, but make sure that you're hearing everything and not just bits of conversations, because you could get the wrong end of the stick. It's a great time for a journey into the unknown, and it's a great time for taking chances, for doing something really daring and maybe it's a bit daft. But it's a great time for that. Things you've always wanted to do but never did. Don't put them off any longer. Do them now, while the time is right. Look out for officialdom, legal stuff, documents, paperwork. Watch out what you're signing, and watch out for all sorts of things linked to the taxman and officialdom. Listen for news of babies and births, and be careful with yourself. Don't overdo it. Don't say yes to everybody. And please spend some time in peace, quiet and solitude. Nobody can take away your silence, only you. You need time in peace and silence and tranquility. Good week, number 2 for you. I'll give you those numbers again. Your lucky numbers are 11, 17, 18, which is your star number 18, your best number, 24, 42 and 46. Thank you for listening to that, number 2. And please share me with your friends, and please subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon below or above, and then you'll get notification every time I release a new video, which is once a week usually, and sometimes more than that, and once a month for the monthlies. So if you moved on to number 3 and ran the tape forward, the video forward, this is number 3. This is for you. Welcome, especially if you're alone or lonely. I'm always here for you, God willing. If you want to come and look at these videos, please subscribe, and if you click the bell icon, you'll get notification every time I upload a new video. I'll shuffle these old cards again. They're getting a bit worn out now. They've been shuffled earlier, but they'll be shuffled again now. We're looking at the week ahead, from the 4th of May 2019. And if you want a proper psychic reading with me, because tarot's limited really, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, and you can book me there from anywhere in the world, and I'll give you a telephone reading, a psychic reading, or a tarot reading, or both. Right, number 3, there are parties and celebrations, but there are a few obstacles first of all. Some of you are looking a bit depressed. That's probably too strong a word for it, but some of you are looking a bit fed up this week, a bit down in the dumps. Maybe it's the weather, maybe it's your work or your relationship problems. And a lot of you are crying, not necessarily literally crying, but some of you are crying over spilt milk. It means you may want to go back and change things, but of course you can't do that. You have to go forwards. Don't get crying over spilt milk. That's the message. This is symbolized a lot by this card here. So when you see the Five of Cups in a reading, which is really the Five of Hearts if you look at ordinary playing cards, it can mean being depressed sometimes, a bit down in the dumps, a bit regretful of what you've done in the past and wish you could go back. A lot of you are feeling guilt. Some of you have split up from your partners and maybe children, and you're feeling guilty this week. And guilt is the most dangerous of all the emotions. If you want to get emotional problems, you'll get them through guilt, because it's useless and it serves no purpose. So don't go back, or don't look back and regret. Look forward to what you can do to change it and not do these things again that you did that you regret. A lot of you have not had an easy time recently. That's pretty obvious here. A lot of you have not had easy lives either. And there are a few negatives in reading, and that's one of them. But it appears that if you've had a rough time recently, the spirit world are about to repay you for that. You're going to get some good stuff for a change, especially during the week ahead. Look out for that. And you're also, another negative here, there is trickery around you. There's somebody up to no good. It could be a man or a woman. It's not an old person, it's a young person, and you probably know who it is. But if you don't, then be careful when you're buying off strangers, second-hand car dealers, people like that. Look out for trickery, deceit, and don't be tricky and deceitful yourself, because it won't do you any good. So it's not all doom and gloom. There is somebody linked to your work who you can trust, who you can talk to, and this person is a good shoulder to lean on. So if you feel a bit down in the dumps, then this person almost certainly linked to your work. You may not work with them, but they should be possibly linked to your work or your earthly life. That's your earthly plane. This person is a person you can talk to, you can trust them with all of your secrets, and they will expect, of course, they do, the same from you in return. So it's a good week. It's a great week for friends who are wanting to move to the next level. So if you want your friend to turn into your lover, this is the week to make your move, if that's the right word. This is the week to make it happen. To turn your friend into your lover. And they may be thinking the same way without saying it. They may be wondering why you're dilly-dallying and sitting on the fence or being non-committal. If you have a commitment phobia, then you probably need a psychic reading with me. Remember, David Charles Psychic, that's my website. You can book a reading with me on there from anywhere on the planet, and it's on the telephone. A psychic reading, a tarot reading, and healing, which is all free as well. Look out for trickery, deceit. There is a friend of yours that's pregnant, and of course it could be you, or it could be your partner. A lot of pregnancies this week. I think you're going to be repaid for the efforts you've made in the past. Number three. The efforts you've made in the past are being repaid to you this week. All the things you've done in the past, the efforts and the hard work will be paid back. And really, one of the main themes of your reading, number 3, for the week ahead, is that there's celebrations, parties. Could be weddings you're going to, christenings, birthdays, stag nights, hen nights. You're going to parties, lots of you, and lots of you will be having parties of your own. Good week for celebration, and it may be that you, number 3, will have something to celebrate of your own this week. You've got some lucky numbers, and I'll tell you what they are. Your lucky numbers, number 3, are number 3 for one of them, number 12, number 30, and your star number is 37. That's your best number this week, and you may know why before you even think about it. Number 38 and number 50, they're your lucky numbers for lotteries and things, number 3, during the week ahead. And I'll give you another 6 or 7 lucky numbers next week when we do that reading. So to sum up number 3, maybe pregnancies. A lot of you will be looking after your pets and probably putting them in kennels or something, dogs if you're going away. Look after your pets, they need you. Give them company. Look out for trickery, deceit. I think some of you are joining together with your partners who maybe just have started off as friends. It's a good week for that. This is signified by the Two of Cups, by the way, as well as lots of other things. But you can get close to your partner, or your girlfriend or boyfriend, and change it from just friendship to a true, deep, lasting love affair. If you do it this week, as I keep saying, life is all about timing. Don't cry over spilt milk, because you can't go back. You will be rewarded for past endeavours, because a lot of you had it rough recently, and there are parties and celebrations coming up. Remember your lucky numbers, number 3. If you want to get a pen, or you may have one, you can run the tape back otherwise. It's number 3. They are number 3, number 12, 30, and your star number is 37, 38 and 50. They're your lucky numbers for the next week, number 3. And thank you for listening. Please share me with your friends on Twitter and Facebook and all that. Please subscribe and click the bell icon to receive notifications when I upload new videos. So if you ran the tape on to number 4, we'll take a look at yours now. There we are, number 4. Thank you for joining me, number 4. If you run the tape on, and a special hello if you're alone or lonely. You're very welcome, and I'm always here with you, for you, God willing. I'm shuffling these old cards for you. We're taking a look now at the week ahead from Saturday, the 4th of May, for 7 days. And let's see what we get. Now, some of you have got to be careful with your possessions, your valuables, and your love life, because there's a loss predicted. A loss can mean losing your boyfriend or girlfriend, losing each other somewhere along the way, which would be very sad. A loss can mean losing money. It can mean having money stolen from you or possessions stolen from you. So losses, as I often repeat, in spiritual readings, losses are usually the avoidable kind. So be careful with your possessions, your belongings. Don't gamble too much. If you do gamble, a little flutter here and there doesn't hurt, especially because I'll be giving you some lucky numbers in a few minutes. But don't overdo it with anything, because losses are in the reading. Keep your doors locked. Look after your possessions and your valuables. You're going to meet a person who travels extensively this week, and it's possibly a person linked to your career or your study. If you're studying, it could be a fellow student. If you're at school and you're a youngster, then you shouldn't be watching this. Very naughty, you're too young. Anyway, look out for someone who travels a lot. Sandy coloured hair, medium coloured hair when they had it. Some of them won't have any now. But this person is okay, but the person is also very flirtatious. So they can't be trusted with women if it's a man, or men if it's women. So try not to get involved romantically with this person, because you may find that they are flirtatious, and they'll be flirtatious with you. So watch out for losses. Watch out for a flirty person coming your way who may take an interest in you, but he may, or she may, take an interest in everybody else as well. A lot of you are travelling, and some of you, depicted by the World card, may be travelling abroad. But that doesn't mean just that. The World card means that the world is your oyster this week. You can do anything. Dip in and have a basin full of anywhere you want. It's a good week for you. Watch out for losses, but then remember it's a good week for trying new things, for being adventurous. However, there are signs of nasty people around you. For some of you, not all of you, but there are signs of deceit, someone being spiteful behind your back. A lot of you know who this is. Quite often it's family members, not just so-called friends. But there's people around you who can be a bit naughty, spiteful and vindictive in the week ahead. So, as I always say, the beauty of having psychic readings is to avoid the negatives. If I tell you something you don't like you're going to lose your purse in Tesco's or in Walmart, you make sure you didn't. Now, a lot of you may be seeking out opinions or professional advice from a person in a caring profession. It could be your GP or your medical expert. Could be the dentist or an osteopath or a physiotherapist, something like that. Or it could be a psychic. I hope it's me. If you want me to do a psychic reading for you, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, and I'll read you on the telephone from anywhere in the world. Tarot readings, psychic readings, all that stuff. Now, some of you have new beginnings, but a lot of these new beginnings, number 4, are linked to money, because there's money coming. And it's a lump sum of money that is coinciding with a new beginning for you. So things are changing for you in the financial state. A lot of you are struggling with money, I know that. And a lot of you have been struggling with money for a long time. But there seems to be money for lots of you, not for everybody, but lots of you will receive a sum of money during the next 7 days, or because of something you do during the next 7 days. So it may be a project you take on and you get paid for it later on. But money is in the reading. Let me tell you your lucky numbers, number 4. Your lucky numbers for the week ahead, I can't read them, are number 5, 9, 23, 33, and your star number, your best number this week, is 41. And your other one is 42. So your lucky numbers are there for you. I hope you write them down. Get a pen, I'll repeat them in a moment. To sum up, number 4, you may be seeking medical advice or advice from the local vicar. You are getting advice from someone who cares, someone in a caring profession. You have to be careful of losses, keep things safe, don't lend people money, you'll lose it. Don't lend people your record collection or your CDs because you'll lose them. Just examples, but there is a loss in the reading that can be avoided. But it sometimes means losing each other if you're lovers and falling out, and that would be a sad thing, so don't let that happen. Watch out for world travel, some of you, and as I said, the world is your oyster. It's a good week for most of you. There is nastiness around for some of you, not all of you. Don't be paranoid, but don't tell people all your business or your secrets, especially this week. Wait till next week, then maybe you can. But you can check up with next week's reading next week. Look out for money coming your way. A sum of money is coming your way for lots of you, and it will be useful. So I'll give you your lucky numbers again, number 4. They are number 5, 9, 23, 33, 41 is your star number, that's your best number, number 41, and 42. They're your best numbers for the week ahead. So thank you for joining me, number 4, and thanks to all of you for joining me for this reading from the 4th of May 2019 for 7 days. I'll be doing another one next week, hopefully, and a special goodbye to you if you're lonely or on your own. And thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.